Arsenal 1, Wolves nil. First things first, I feel like we have to address the absolutely atrocious decision from the referee, Micheal Oliver. Once again, are we surprised at this point? When Lewis Skelly first makes that challenge, no one expects anything else but a yellow card. Like, we all agree, fine, yellow card, he stopped the counter-attack, no complaints, and players are walking away. Nobody from the Wolves side appeals for anything worse. Then out of nowhere, Micheal Oliver, the guy suffering with main character syndrome, like always, wants to make the show all about him. Takes out that red card and sends him off, which was honestly, how many decisions this season, ridiculous decisions, specifically if we're talking about red cards, have we seen against us? We've had 4 red cards this season. One of which, the Saliba one, you'd agree with. That was probably a red card. But even then, you don't really see those given in that instance. Seeing as that Evan Nilsson chance, he was barely even on the halfway line. But fine, you let that one go, you understand, red card. Then you look at the other decisions that we've had this season. The Declan Rice one, absolute joke. The Trossard one, absolute joke. And then you look at today, I think today's one is worse than any of the other red cards that we've had. Because the argument that VAR gave and what they said was that it was a dangerous challenge and that was endangering the opponent. Right, when you look at the challenge itself, Lewis Skelly his only intention is to stop the counter-attack, right? He sticks a leg out. He makes initial contact with his boot onto, I can't remember who it was that got fouled, onto his leg, onto his shin or whatever it was. And then obviously as you kick something, naturally your foot is going to come up. And they've deemed that as a dangerous challenge because his studs have gone on his ankle or foot or whatever it was. It just doesn't make any sense. You never see those red cards given. And what makes it worse is the Wolves red card. João Gomez, he gets sent off, rightfully so, but he gets sent off for a second yellow for what his challenge was worse than the Lewis Skelly one. His challenge was studs straight onto the foot. And by definition, if we're saying that the first one was a red card, that has to be a straight red also. But yeah, of course, I won't complain. He got sent off regardless. But if he wasn't on a yellow card already, would he have sent him off? Absolutely not. So I think that was his little safety net, Micheal Oliver there, that he had the balls to make the decision to send off Lewis Skelly, but he wouldn't give a straight red for the second one. But yeah, after all, the most important thing is the result, which is the 3 points, which credit has to go to, firstly, I think the manager, Mikel Arteta. We could have easily in that second half come out, played a low block, tried to defend and play on the counter-attack, but we came out in that second half and we looked like the team with the more players. We looked like the team that wanted to score, wanted to really stick it on to Wolves, create the chances, and that's exactly what we've done. Not saying that Wolves don't have a few chances here and there, which you do expect as a team with 10 players, but their biggest chance and their biggest threat of scoring that game was when both teams were down to 10, that 8-0 chance where Raya made a good save. So I think, real credit has to go out to the manager today. Real credit has to go out to all those players because they battled out there. And yeah, say what you want about Wolves this season, they've not been great at all, of course, but the Molineux, it's never an easy place to go, especially when you're down to 10 men. And to play like that, the way that we did in that second half, seeing that we were the better team, like I say, credit has to go to all the players, and in the end, you have to say that we did deserve the 3 points. But yeah, Micheal Oliver, they're probably gonna review that decision now and not mark it as a dangerous play or something, unless they do double down and Lewis Skelly does get a 3-game suspension. But I will expect that decision to be overturned because there's no chance that should ever be given as a red card. And it's just an example of how poor the officiating is in this league. when you watch any Champions League game, actually, when you think about it this way, in a Champions League, you rarely see like terrible decisions given. You rarely see the referee being the main talking point of any game, really. I'm not even talking about Arsenal. But I do remember one game this season where the referee did make a terrible decision. I believe, I can't remember, it might have been Lille or something. I'll put the game up here if I remember. But yeah, the one bad decision that was given was actually given by Micheal Oliver, which just goes to show the standard of refereeing in the Premier League is genuinely terrible. It seems like it's getting worse. VAR was meant to come in to help clear up these decisions, but if anything, it's honestly just made it worse. It's muddled up so many things. It brings in the definition and the rules of the game all the time, and it's just at a point where it's getting a bit ridiculous of these decisions. But yeah, like I say, 3 points is the most important thing. Liverpool, of course, 4-1 also that they won. I believe it was 4-1 to finish, so it didn't close the gap there. But they do have a couple of tough games coming up. So they've got back-to-back away games. First of all, I believe is Bournemouth, and Bournemouth just won 5-0 I think today against Forest, which is honestly an incredible result for them. They've been class this season, even against us. I know we had the red card with Saliba, but they did look like a good team. And then they've got Everton away next, and so that will be the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. So you know Everton will be up for it, and I believe they won today also away at Brighton, which is another good result. Yeah, I mean, new manager David Moyes, he's already picked up a few good results there. One against Spurs and today also. So you wouldn't put it past Everton to maybe get something out of that game. So Liverpool do have the potential of dropping points over the coming games. So there is still a chance that the title is not done yet. Of course, we've got City at home next, massive game, and yeah, they've not been at their best this season, but you know that they'll 100% be up for it. It is City after all. Although I'm sure we'll be up for it, so that will be a good game. Looking forward to that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. 3 points, most important thing. Micheal Oliver, disgraceful decisions once again. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that was a red card? And if you do, maybe football isn't the sport for you. No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. And I guess I'll see you for the next one.